Welcome to Fast Forward, bringing you the latest in disruptive technologies. Fewer energy requirements. Proof of stake lifts the massive energy requirement from the network. One of the most limiting aspects of the proof of work mechanism is the energy consumed to run power-hungry mining rigs. Energy consumption associated with Bitcoin equals out to around 130 terawatts per year, according to the University of Cambridge. This is comparable to the whole of Ukraine or Argentina. In our last video, we covered the topic of Bitcoin and its impact on the environment. So if you haven't seen that yet, go check it out. Proof of work incentivizes miners to produce blocks, in turn rewarding miners at the cost of inflation. As long as the coin appreciates in value, this inflation is ignored, and if appreciation slows down, then interest will also. Chips are becoming more efficient every day. However, this is not what protects the proof of work system, because it is the financial cost, not the computational work, which achieves this. A proof of stake network does not have this quality, because security is not based on the cost of electricity or computational output, but rather a more sophisticated system where miners are directly incentivized to support the network through various rewards and punishments based on their actions. While Bitcoin can roughly conduct 5 transactions per second with an energy cost of 830 kilowatt hours, and Ethereum 15 at 50 kilowatt hours, a proof of stake coin like Tezos only requires 30 megawatt hours for 50 transactions per second. This is in stark contrast to the proof of work system. Therefore, proof of stake coins are exponentially better in terms of energy usage and environmental sustainability. A proof of stake system is simply faster. Speed is an important factor when considering the actual real-world viability of a coin. If a blockchain-based currency is going to support a future payment infrastructure, it needs to be able to handle a massive number of transactions reliably and cost-effectively. When using Bitcoin in the real world, it is just too slow and much more difficult to liquidate for cash than a simple Visa swipe or cash transaction. In addition, processing fees and price volatility can become very burdensome when managing many transactions. With the Bitcoin network, it may take up to 10 minutes before that transaction is actually verified, and in our fast-paced modern-day world, that is just too long. A block can be completed, however, it can still be taken over by another chain, so it is recommended to wait up to 6 blocks to be completed before the transaction is fully reliable. So this 10 minutes may end up being almost 1 hour. While in some contexts, this is acceptable, in most, it would expose the transaction participants to undue market volatility risk. Bitcoin can conduct roughly 5 transactions per second, Ethereum 15, but a proof of stake coin like Cardano could potentially manage up to 1 million, making it substantially more usable. Presently, Visa has a per transaction capacity of 1,700, so for a cryptocurrency to truly make it as a worldwide standard, it must have a speedy transaction rate. This definitely rules out Bitcoin and many other proof of work and even proof of stake coins in existence. Mark our words, when it comes to the real world use of cryptocurrencies, the only way to go will be the proof of stake coin. Democratized and accessible. One major flaw associated with the proof of work system is one of centralization. Bitcoin was created with the intent of being a decentralized network, but nowadays it is starting to look like this is no longer the reality, because proof of work is so hardware intensive. Centralized organizations known as ASICs have emerged, creating mining pools compiling thousands of devices to generate an enormous amount of computing power. This gives these massive institutions a much greater chance of solving the problem first and gaining control over the network. As a consequence, more than 50% of the total Bitcoin mining power is controlled by only 4 mining pools, most coming out of China. This unfair system severely disadvantages smaller miners. If the miner is not able to compete in terms of computing power, they have no chance of winning. Because proof of stake rewards miners based on proportion of coins that are frozen for staking, smaller contributions still have a chance of winning, however few lottery tickets they are holding. Security. One of the most talked about and important aspects of cryptocurrency. Yes, Bitcoin and other proof-of-work mechanisms are generally safe, but they could be better. The largest threat to a proof-of-work consensus mechanism is the alarming 51% attack. As mentioned at the start of this video, if an individual or combined force is able to harness 51% of a proof-of-work network, then they could effectively alter a particular block in their favor, convincing the minority participants. This actually happened recently when Verge blockchain was subject to this type of attack. The perpetrators were able to walk away with 35 million XVG coins, amounting to around $1.75 million at the time. The chance of someone fooling the network in a proof-of-stake system is possible but almost completely improbable. For someone to attack a proof-of-stake coin to this scale, the hacker would need to stake at least 51% of the cryptocurrency's total available float. They would then need to go out into the open market and purchase more of that coin until they owned 51% or more. This would drive the price up to the point where it would not make financial sense because the cost would be greater than the potential benefit of controlling the network. Additionally, if the remaining portion of the network realized what had happened, the perpetrator would lose all of their stake in the coin, representing a massive amount of money due to inflated price associated with increased trading volume. This makes it almost impossible to fool a coin running on a proof-of-stake system. If infinite security is your goal, this is where you should be putting your money. Wrapping up, while proof of work does have its place in the crypto jungle, it is clear that the proof-of-stake consensus mechanism is future-proofed beyond the scope of Bitcoin and its proof-of-work friends. Therefore, the proof-of-stake consensus mechanism is favorable because it requires less energy to operate, is significantly faster at verifying transactions, allowing for greater functionality, is less susceptible to centralization by cartels, and provides impenetrable security. Because of this, Ethereum, the second largest cryptocurrency, is now in the process of transitioning from a proof-of-work system to a superior proof-of-stake consensus mechanism. The date has yet to be confirmed. However, the Ethereum development team is working endlessly to make the transition to Ethereum 2.0. This movement will likely improve Ethereum's per-second transaction number from 15 to thousands, improving scalability and cost per transaction. So, whether you are interested in staking or simply investing, proof of stake should be on your watch list. In our next video, we will introduce some of the best proof of stake coins to get involved with right now for massive gains.